what are the common strands? What are the common environmental factors that welcome that sort of approach, irrespective of the sector?
Okay, so it's a good question, and I go back to something I said on an earlier video, that I remember Revan saying with GEC and the work that he did there. He realised he was being invited in from the front door, by the chief exec. So for me, a common factor, if I look at a lot of those experiences with the banks, we had the support. More than the support, it was instigated actually by certain people who were often chief execs of the major division of the bank, and they wanted to do something differently rather than just keep cranking out lots of standard training. So having that sort of level of sponsorship is really important.
A champion.
And, a champion, and in my role is sort of trying to mobilize action learning to get it working within the organization. That was a key part of it. I probably put as much effort into mobilizing it as I did in terms of the design and the delivery.
What did you call it, Richard?
Well, the various programs have gone by different names depending on the context. So within the banks, there was a leadership and management program. Within the outsourcing sector, where I did some work in helping set up a series of professional qualifications for the providers of outsourcing services, the users of the services, and the consultants in this space. We called them, I always added the word question on the end. So, the action learning question, the generic term, became the outsourcing question.
So as a brand association thing.
Yeah, and, if it was a leadership program specifically, we called it the leadership question process. The work we're doing with the civil service and have been for the last few years through Maven, we call that the organizational design and development questions, because we're working with people in that professional field to support their ability within the organization.
Can I ask, because action learning for some people is a demanding process. It's certainly a different challenge than they're accustomed to. It's a more active process. Did you find people, and are you finding people to whom it doesn't suit?
I've found one or two, and it's funny because over the years, it's funny how the sort of, the very small minority of people for whom it really didn't work are people who stick out in your mind. You remember them. But I think where that has been the case, and I think about why has it been the case, it has been about a real difficulty that they faced in being able to receive feedback and engage in a learning group with people outside of their professional field. So, I'm an IT expert. How on earth are you going to be able to help me in any way as an HR manager understand, my issues? Which is kind of missing the point, because there's a difference between, technical training and action learning. Learning being about working with the higher level, more complex, messy problems, which, you can address quite often. You can support people in their learning when you aren't too close to it, actually, when you're not an expert in the technical or scientific field or professional field, by asking those sort of naive, yet sometimes insightful questions.